Hi everyone. If you've ever spent an entire afternoon fighting a smoker instead of actually enjoying the barbecue, this is the kind of cooker that makes you rethink what you've been putting up with. Today I'm talking about the Weber Smoky Mountain Cooker, and I'm going to keep this from the point of view of actually using it for real backyard smoking. Ribs, pork butt, brisket, chicken, turkey, the kind of food where temperature control can either make your day or completely ruin it. Before getting into the food, the first thing I noticed was how simple this smoker is when it shows up. Assembly is pretty straightforward. Most of the time is really just unpacking everything, laying the parts out, and getting the legs, brackets, grates, water pan, handles, and lid together. It doesn't feel like one of those flimsy smokers where you're already questioning the purchase before the first cook. The steel and enamel finish feels solid, the parts fit well, and once it's standing there, it has that classic Weber feel. Simple, round, and purposeful. That said, it's not absolutely perfect out of the box. The access door may need a little tweaking to seal better. And on some setups, small air leaks around the door or lid can affect how low you can hold the temperature until the cooker gets seasoned. I also found the lid a little awkward once it's hot and smoky. There isn't a built-in hinge or holder, so you need somewhere safe to put it down. And it can stain whatever surface it touches. I ended up being careful about setting it on something I didn't mind getting smoky. Once I got past the setup, the real test was temperature control. That's where this smoker started to make sense. Compared with cheaper vertical smokers and combo units, this one is much easier to manage. I used charcoal, lit it with the minion-style method, and adjusted the bottom vents while leaving the top vent open. That top vent being open is important, because you want clean smoke moving through the cooker. Too much trapped smoke, especially thick white smoke, can give food a bitter or metallic taste. The goal is that thin blue smoke that gently rolls out and seasons the meat. With the water pan in place, the temperature settles in really nicely. I've had cooks sit around the low and slow range for hours, with only small adjustments. Pork butt is where I really started trusting it. 2 pork butts took a long cook, around 11 hours at a low temperature, and the charcoal lasted much longer than I expected. I wasn't constantly opening the smoker, adding fuel, or panicking about swings in temperature. That's a big deal, because the less you mess with the cooker, the better the food usually turns out. If you're thinking about getting one, I actually found a pretty good price on this. I'll leave the link in the description below, so you can check it out for yourself. This smoker has handled a really nice variety. Chicken was a good first test, because it gave me a feel for airflow and temperature without being too stressful. Whole chickens came out with a good smoky flavor, especially with applewood chunks. Pork butt was probably the first cook that really convinced me. It had that nice smoke color around the edge, the texture was right, and it tasted like proper barbecue, without needing constant attention. Ribs also work really well on this cooker. Baby backs and spare ribs both come out nicely, and using a rib rack helps if you're working with a smaller cooking surface. On the larger model, being able to lay full racks flat is a big convenience. I like ribs with a little pull left on the bone, rather than completely falling apart. And this smoker makes it easy to experiment with timing, rubs, sauces, and wood chunks. A dry rub, a few small chunks of applewood, and a sauce and honey glaze near the end can produce a really good result. Brisket is another area where size matters. A brisket flat can work on the smaller cooker, but if you want to do a full packer brisket, the larger Smoky Mountain models make more sense. The bigger size also helps if you want to smoke a lot at once. Multiple racks of ribs, big pork butts, or food for a party. The trade-off is fuel use. The bigger cooker has more room, but it also takes more charcoal. So if you're usually cooking smaller meals, the medium or smaller size can be more efficient. That's one thing I really like about this line. The sizes all have a purpose. The smallest one is great if you don't have much room or don't need to cook huge amounts. The middle size feels like the all-around choice for most backyard cooks. The largest one is the one I'd want for full rib racks laid flat, big briskets, turkey, or cooking enough to share with friends and family. If you're trying to choose, I think honestly about what you cook most often, not just what looks impressive. The water pan is helpful, but it does add cleanup. Water helps stabilize temperature and keep the cooking environment moist. But after a long smoke, cleaning that pan can be a chore. Some people use a foiled pan or a heatsink approach to reduce mess. And I understand why. I like anything that lets me finish a cook and clean up without scraping greasy water out of a pan for half an hour. Another small thing, the built-in lid thermometer can be useful as a general reference. And it can be accurate, but I still prefer monitoring temperature at the cooking grate and inside the meat with a separate probe thermometer. The lid temperature and grate temperature are not always the same, and when you're doing brisket or pork butt, knowing the actual meat temperature makes the cook much less stressful. The Weber Smoky Mountain Cooker feels like a smoker that rewards patience without punishing you all day. It's not a set-it-and-forget-it electric appliance. And there is still a learning curve with charcoal, vents, wood chunks, and timing. But once you get the hang of it, it holds steady temperatures, uses charcoal efficiently, produces real wood smoke flavor, and can turn out excellent ribs, pork, chicken, brisket, and turkey. The negatives are minor but worth knowing. The door may need adjustment. The lid needs a better place to go when removed. The water pan can be messy, and choosing the wrong size could mean either wasting fuel or running out of space. But for low and slow barbecue, this is a solid, dependable smoker that brings a lot of joy back into cooking outside. If you have any questions about this product, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.